Now, before I forget, I still have my treasury slider up, so my inflation is now at 2.1. I have 2.1% inflation. Now everything's at plus 2% cost, and I don't want to keep going this way, so I'm going to drag my back down to 0 and just sort of pay for all my expenses with my yearly income. And that's the best way to do it, because you don't want to keep increasing your inflation, especially when you don't have a means to decrease it. So I'm going to crank that back down to 0 and just kind of go about the way I was before. Since hopefully I can stabilize, I don't have to pay any more loans. I can keep myself stabilized without minting more coins. Okay, it's now January, and now I satisfy all the conditions to demand annexation. So I'm going to do that, and it says very unlikely, which means they're not really interested in the idea of being annexed. But I'm going to try it anyway. And if it fails, my relations with them will be reduced, and I have to try again if I want to do it peacefully, or I can just go militarily. If they reject my peaceful offer to annex them. So they're clearly fools, and I'm going to make them pay. I'm going to forcefully annex them. They're such a small nation, only 2 provinces, so being able to annex them is very easy, because to annex militarily a nation, you have to occupy all of their provinces, every single one, and then you'll be able to get the option to annex them. Unless, of course, they're an empire, I think, in which case that you don't have that option, but I don't know. I haven't really waged that many successful wars to be able to try that. So now, because they're being so ungrateful for all the years of peace I've given them, I'm going to go ahead and declare war on them with the Reconquest Casus Belli that I have. They're my vassal, so it's -3 stability and -1 good relations. So instead of just doing that like that, I'm going to go ahead and cancel the vassalation, which I can't do because apparently it requires a certain amount of prestige to allow the vassal to go free. Our nobles would be up in arms if we attempted it. So I can't do that. I'm going to have to actually suffer the consequences of that stability drop. So I'm going to take my government slider, unlock it, and I'm going to go ahead and lock my other sliders here at 0, because I don't want them to be adjusted, or as close to 0 as I can get. And once my stability drops, I'm going to crank this up to full, because I want my stability to be back up as soon as possible, because it's going to drop below 0, which I've never really had happen before, but we'll see how it goes. They hold provinces that are rightfully ours, and I'm going to take it, so take that, buddy. So I got a stability drop. As you can see, up here, my stability is -1 now, which has all these factors: national revolt risks, interest increased, compete chance reduction, merchant chance reduction, etc. Yearly legitimacy. It's not good to have a stability that's low. So I'm going to hopefully increase my stability quickly by cranking this all the way up, locking that. So now my government slider won't be adjusted. And now to get to 0, it'll be February of 1410, which is actually quite a while. But hopefully I can get that back up soon. See, now they're building armies because they're going to war with me now. So I'm going to go ahead and engage them. Oh, before I do, I'm going to pause it real quick because I just realized I made a mistake. Because I'm going to war, I want to take my my maintenance slider and crank them back up, because I don't want my guys to be affected by low morale. Okay, now I'm going to do it. Oh, as you can see, my morale has actually dropped, so it's going back to the maximum of what it can be. So instead of going there right away, I'm gonna wait a couple months, see what they do, and then invade them. reinforcing themselves, trying to get themselves a nice big army. So learning from the mistake I did before, I'm going to go ahead and recruit a general. It's going to cost me 51 ducats, but hopefully it'll help me out. Not really, because his fire is only 1. He's not going to really give me that much of a benefit, but hey, anything's better than nothing. I don't need your alliance right now. Oh, and one thing that I didn't realize, that I no longer have a truce with the Khan, so while I'm declaring war here on my vassal, they may take advantage of the fact that I have nobody on my borders or anywhere, and they might declare war on me, so I just have to be careful. Because when you're declaring war on other people, sometimes other nations will take advantage of that and really kind of screw you over. Okay, my morale's up, so now I'm going to start marching on my enemy. Before he builds a respectable army, so I'm not sure how much he can support. His war capacity is only 53%, whereas mine's 100. My war exhaustion is not quite back down to 0 yet, but it's nowhere near 15. No full war exhaustion, so that's good. This war shouldn't really exhaust me too much, because it should be over fairly quickly. I'm going to go ahead and toss... Well, first I'm going to start my war taxes. And then I'm going to toss up another provincial decision on one of my countries here. Ooh, 78,000. I didn't realize that one had so much. And hey, look at that. I got a benefit from that. Instead of 78,000, it's now 86,000. So not I only have more people as a result of the census, but I'm also getting more money from that. And that'll be reflected by my year-end taxes. Okay, now I'm in this battle. We both have a general, but I should be able to win this battle fairly easily because I'm outnumbering them, and we'll see. But I should have no problem winning this battle. Yep, I won the battle, and now they're retreating. So I'm going to go ahead and chase them like I did before up with the Khan when I was fighting earlier. Try to crush them good, because I don't want them, well actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to split my army. I have so many guys here. I'm going to split it almost equal. Send my second army out, so my first army will be able to keep waging war here, keep sieging this area, and be able to deal with these troops as they start retreating. Because if they get to these other lands that I have, they retreat there, and I don't have anybody there, they're going to sack them, and it's going to reduce my taxes in those provinces for a couple of years or a year, which is not a good thing. So it's not really good to let a retreating army just retreat into all your territories. Whoops, looks like I sent my first army, so I'm going to keep my second army in here instead. And I won, and they're retreating back up. So hopefully they'll be kind of juggling back and forth, losing again until eventually they're completely defeated. start with a few shortage on this area. And a status quo down here. On here I have a special event. The thing with these special events is you can't right click them, can't get that special little pop-up that pauses the game. But let's see, war is taking a heavy toll. And this, I can either use this option, they are all weeping for their men, lose 40 to cost and lose 4 war exhaustion. This will basically lose my war exhaustion, but it also costs me 40 to cost. Or I can do this, which will give me 1 infamy, which is this little flag up here that has certain effects. And I can gain 40 ducats as well as gain 5,000 manpower. My manpower is already at its maximum, so I'm going to go ahead and actually do what I don't normally do and use this option to kind of reduce my war exhaustion. Kind of reduce that back to more respectable levels. Cost myself 40 ducats, but I already have enough manpower up here, so I don't really need more. Even though I could just easily recruit more guys, but my support limit's only for 11 right now. Once I conquer these 2 areas, it'll probably increase. Oh, now the oh, I lost that battle? How weird. Did I actually lose that battle? I don't think so, but, I guess we'll find out. Wasn't actually paying attention when it showed me. So even though I have more guys, I'm kind of losing here, although I won this battle. So that's good. For now, until I can actually crush their guys, I'm going to try to keep my armies together. As you can see, it sometimes takes quite a while to be able to get from one province to the next. A couple months, you know. Battles can be kind of frustrating if you only have like one stack and kind of splitting them back and forth. So if you have, I got the same one again, same event. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one this time to get some ducats back. And for me, it doesn't really bother me that right now. But as I was saying, sometimes it's a good idea to have your army split so you can kind of juggle the enemy's armies when you want. If they have a leader, especially if they have a leader here, especially if it's their ruler, let's see, Shera, Udaya, Pharma. Yeah, see, their leader is actually their general, so that's why it's actually taken so long for them to be completely destroyed. And there should be a good chance that I can actually kill their leader in these battles, but that doesn't seem to happen yet. I seem to always be losing more men than they're losing, which is not good. But it's not too bad either, since I'm still winning the battles. Ordinarily, what I'll probably do is actually split my army up again, maybe a little bit better this time. Keep my weaker one here, and my stronger one to kind of chase him around, so I can actually conquer a province, and then he won't be able to keep building troops out of it, and then I'll be able to conquer the next one, and then be able to annex him. But 10 years have passed since my starting slider change, so I can now change my slider again. Since I'm close to the end of this video, at least as far as I'm going to take it, I'm not really too concerned about what I'm going to do. But I'm just going to go ahead and do what I probably would do, is increase my slider to innovative again, so my technology costs are decreased, or rather don't have any increase, so I can kind of get my technology levels, my government level especially, up to the next level faster. We look weak. I lose 5 prestige. Well, doesn't matter to me. I'm already at negative 50. Anyway. Another event. That's great. Temporary insanity of monarch. This is always fun. Let's see, I can request military guidance, request administrative guidance. I'm going to go ahead and just do military guidance. Doesn't really affect me right now. It did increase my military tradition and stuff, what's up here and here, but I'm not too worried about that right now. Alright, I'm going to keep my second army here in Malabar, sieging this while I kind of chase the enemy army around wherever they retreat to. Pop-up came up telling me that I lost my only merchant that was in Malacca. He was generating some income, but he's not anymore. He's kind of lost out there, but that's fine right now. Oh, and I guess I should mention, if it matters to you, you can have an auto send priority here, which will, if you have merchants to be able to send and the money to be able to send, you can kind of crank this up and it'll send them out, but it doesn't really take into factor your budget, so you could lose all your money doing that, and I usually just do it manually instead. But let's get back onto this war. They only have 557 guys left, and they almost killed my army there, but it looks like they have nobody left. Their military was too small, and now they don't have one anymore. So it looks like I should be able to finish this war. I'm going to speed up the game a little bit as this. Let's see. Peace offer. Yes. Renounce their claims on Calicut and Malabar. And I'll pay them 25 ducats, which I don't want. Screw that. I'm just gonna get the full annexation. The walls breached, or the walls are breached here. But as you saw before, I kind of lost that assault, so I'm just gonna let them just keep dwindling away, surrender, abandon, or starve, dying of thirst. And eventually they'll just give up on their own without me having to actually breach the walls, or rather storm the wall. Okay, siege of Malabar is over. Took 267 days, and I now control the province. It's not mine yet, but I occupy it, and my reconquest is at in the war of reconquest against them. My war score is now at 58%. They have like 2 provinces, and because I destroyed their armies, I'm at 58%. The war score is usually, as I said, a percentage of the number of provinces they have. So if they had like 4 and I took 1, it would be roughly 25% victory score. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the full 100%, which is what it takes to fully annex a country. One useful thing on this screen is you can see all the battles that you fought during this war. Whether you won, whether you lost, how many men there were. And it's kind of a neat thing to see. And, yeah. They're still wanting me to pay money for them to surrender, so screw that. I'll go ahead and bring this guy up here since they can no longer build troops here, and I'm just going to merge these armies again. Well, actually, I'm not going to merge them. Oh, wait. I was wrong in saying before. I forgot I'm the Jayanagar, and they're Travancore, so they're actually offering to pay the money, but I want all of their stuff, so I'm not going to do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and assault it. Oh, it's over. And now I have all their provinces. My war score is 100%. And they have no armies. They just have ships, which doesn't really matter too much. And because I took this province, their ships that are in this port will be forced to move out to this, move out away from the ports into whatever coastal waters are in. So I'm going to sue for peace. We have won a devastating victory over Travancore and have the possibility to completely annex them. However, this would greatly upset the rest of the Hindu world. I am Hindu, I'm not sure if it matters too much there, but I'm going to go ahead and annex them. I'll gain 20 prestige, which I'll still be negative, unfortunately, and I'll accrue 0 infamy because I had a casus belli. If I didn't have a casus belli, I would accrue infamy as well for doing so. And they accepted it, and now their provinces are mine. However, their provinces, their country, even though they're no longer on the map anywhere, they'll still have a core here. See, Travancore considers to be one of her core provinces. And what this means is that these countries have a revolt risk, and as you can see, the revolt is for, I guess it doesn't show, oh, likely rebels, nationalists. So if they revolt, it's probably going to be nationalist troops, and if they take the province back, there's a good chance it's going to be given back to Travanacore instead of just some unnamed rebel nation. Because the people who want to fly the nation under the Travanacore flag still are going to try to revolt and take that back. So when you take over countries like this, you need to usually have a garrison here to be able to manage those uprisings until like 50 years pass and you consider it a core of your province, or as it is right now, it's already a core of my province. Or you can promote cultural unity, and this happens when it's kind of like near the same region as your national focus, and it will see, if they dream of independence under a local flag, if you do this, if you have two magistrates and you do this, it'll actually get rid of this core province here. These people will no longer want to fly, will no longer want to rebel and rule the nation under a different flag. So I will no longer have to worry about Travanacore kind of trying to take this back. But then I still have to worry about this one, which I can do the same thing to, but anyway, I now have taken over Travanacore, annexed them, and I'd probably want to do the same to Mysore here, because they're really small, really weak, and I can kind of use that country to increase my taxes, increase my support limit. As you see from taking these two from Travanacore, my support limit is now at 15. I can support 4 more armies if I want to, which will really help me if I plan to go to war with the Khan in the future, which I probably will. Not on this video, but if I was still actually playing this to play it, I would probably go to war with them, and I'd be able to field more armies to be able to fight them with. And again, with Mysore, I'd be able to get more. So anyway, I wasn't able to cover everything in this, certainly not everything, but I hope you can kind of get a feel for how the game is played, kind of how I play it. It's not a it's not a fast-paced medieval Total War style conquer the world in a day type of game. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and there's a lot of complexity and difficulty in waging wars, dealing with other nations diplomatically, etc. It's a really fun game, and I hope you guys will try it. Hopefully this video has helped you learn a little bit more about it, kind of eased that learning curve a tiny bit. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys.